short tutorial on how to select your options for next school year. My name is Mr. Teskey, for those of you that don't know me, and I'm one of the associate principals of DVSS. You should have received an email from either Mrs. Yeaman or myself, and attached to that email would be a Google form for your option selections. If you did not receive that to this point, maybe you haven't checked your email, and you should check your GHSD email address. And if it's not there for some reason, you can contact the school, or you can check our school Facebook page, as Mrs. Yeaman was going to post it there. So, with that said, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to start with the grade 7 option selection sheet, and the grade 7, 8, and 9 option selection sheets are pretty much identical, with the exception of the title, depending on the grade you're selecting for, and the options available to each grade. There's a slight variance per grade. Other than that, the format and the way you do it is entirely the same. Starting at the beginning here, where it says, after entering your name, please select the top 6 options you would like, ranking them from most to least wanted. The first selection will be your most wanted, your second selection will be your second most wanted, and so on. It's pretty self-explanatory that way, and we will walk you through it though. Just a note, this section here, or this little star saying required, any question that does have a star, that means it is required that you fill in an answer. The form won't let you submit it without filling that question in. The first thing that's asked is your email address, and so I'm going to fill this out as though I were a student. So I'm going to go ahead and put in my email address, and as you can see, I'm using my ghsd75.ca email address, and all Green Tree students, returning students to DVSS, they all have a ghsd75.ca email address assigned to them. It's just first name dot last name at ghsd75.ca. If you're a new student coming to the school from a different school other than Green Tree, then you don't have a ghsd75.ca email address, in which case you'll just use your email address that you are currently using. Then it'll ask you for your last name, which I've already entered, and then your first name, and again, that's already entered. Now, going on to the options, I'm going to just open up the options by clicking on this drop-down arrow, and I'm going to just walk you through the different options that are available and talk about each one a little bit. So to begin with, this one starts with art and arts and crafts, and we often get asked what's the difference between the two. Well, in art, you're in the art room and you're working on different art mediums and learning different art techniques and learning about perspective. You're painting, you're drawing, you're shading, and doing all those sorts of things. In arts and crafts, you're working with different materials and creating a project that would be like a necklace or a bracelet or a keychain or something to that effect. So this is more crafty, and this is more the art, the painting and the drawing class. Okay. Band, on the other hand, is a full year course that if you selected band, you would be in band all year, and therefore it would take up 2 of your 4 option periods. So you'd have band in the first semester for 1 period and band in the second semester for 1 period. Choir, self-explanatory, singing with a group of other students. We actually have 3 different computer classes. This one here named computers. And then we also have coding and robotics. This computer class is where you're learning about different software on the computer, doing fun projects using Microsoft Word or Paint or Publisher, those types of software. And then you're also learning about or developing your typing skills, those sorts of things. Coding, you are learning about coding and programming, maybe coding for a game and things like that. Robotics, you're constructing robots and programming them to do different things. So all three of those are in a computer lab, but they focus on three different areas of computer sciences. Foods and sewing is a semestered class, so you have it for one semester, and half of that semester would be cooking in the foods lab, and the other half would be sewing in the sewing lab. Construction used to be called industrial arts in the wood shop, but before you get into the wood shop, you learn about the safety aspect and how to be safe in the wood shop and use the tools safely. And then after that portion, then you get into the wood shop, and there's a list of projects that you can choose from and construct. Moving on to drama, of course, this is drama activities, but it could also provide you with opportunity to learn about the technical side of drama, where you can learn about the lighting and the sound involved in drama. Recreation leadership is a option where students multi-grade, grades 7 to 9, are involved in that class if they sign up and they go in the gym. It's like another gym class, and you change into a gym strip, but you're doing activities that senior high rec leadership students have planned, and then the senior high rec leadership students lead those activities for the junior high students under the supervision of the teacher. Moving on to multi-languages, this is a class students can take where they have the opportunity to choose one of 5 languages to learn. It's an independent study class where you're working on your computer and you have a headset and a mic and you're listening and you're speaking, and the teacher there is in the classroom is there to support you and make sure the student is progressing. So that gives you an idea of the courses you're choosing from. All the other courses, the phys ed, your math, social language arts, those things are what we call mandatory courses, and we'll assign them to you automatically. But this is where you have your opportunity to choose your options. So we're going to get to that part right now, where in the first question it says, please select your first choice of option. So this is your most wanted. So all you're going to do is just click on the drop down arrow, which brings up all the options that are offered, and then you are going to choose. So I'm going to just go ahead and choose art, right? And then you're going to just do this in order. So art was my first most wanted, my absolute most wanted, and then I'm going to select the other ones that I want in ranking order. So I'm just going ahead and filling some in, going down to the 6th choice, and we're asking you to choose 6, even though there's only 4 option periods. The reason we're asking you to choose 6 is that it gives me some flexibility in giving you an option that you'd be happy in if you didn't get one of the most or more wanted ones, but this just gives me a list of options that I can choose from. I try to guarantee that students get at least their first and or second choice of most wanted. So anyway, now I have all my 6 options entered. And so finally, this last question here gives you the opportunity to provide any information that you think would be helpful for me in building your option schedule. So as you can see, I chose choir here. So choir is an option that we offer. There's 2 option periods where you can take choir in the first semester, and then 2 option periods where you can take choir in the second semester. So if you wanted to take choir all year long, once in the first semester and once in the second semester, so you have it for the full year, you have that opportunity, but you would just maybe specify here by saying, hi, Mr. Teskey, I have chosen choir, but I would like to have choir in both the first and second semester. Or any kind of information you want to give me about any of the options that you think would be good for me to know. So Once you have that entered, or you don't have to enter anything as it's not starred, but if you feel there's something entered or that you want to enter, you can go ahead and do that. Once that's done, then you just click submit, and that's it. You're done. So look forward to seeing you next year. Have a great summer.